Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. This week I am going to be talking about a product that I have been using for a while and doing a review. I've done I think maybe one of these. It was my Loungefly one and I did that a few months back, and I want to do more, but I also want to give the products that I am reviewing like a good chance, like a good, especially when it's something like this. Today I'm going to be talking about Loop earplugs. Now I'm sure you've heard of them to some degree because they're literally everywhere. They're all over the internet. I get ads for them constantly still. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they're all across social media, literally everywhere. And a few months ago, I want to say maybe August of 2025, I finally caved and I brought them. I brought a set for myself and then one for Mark as well, primarily with the idea of wearing these in like Japan. For us is probably a really good example because it's a place that's like, it's crowded, there's like a big possibility I suppose for like overstimulation and things like that. I have worn them so much. Like, I want to start out by saying that this is not a I wear them occasionally and this is my thoughts on them. I wear these all the time because I love them. So that's the main reason that I wanted to do a review, to be honest, because it very much feels like, especially because it is so heavy on like their social media marketing, it does kind of feel like a gimmick or something like that, you know, like you feel like this can't really be real, they can't work, they can't be that good, you know. And I'm one of those people that I wholeheartedly, I'm like, if something is big in mainstream media, I'm like, don't want a bar of it. But I caved and I wear them all the time. I wear them to restaurants, I wear them in the mall quite often, when I get my groceries. I wore them at Capricorn when we went because, you know, big crowds, a lot of noise, a lot of things going on, and I plan to wear them literally for every travel that we ever do, whether that's just like on the plane or whether it is in like Japan in like very crowded settings like trains, shopping districts, attractions, things like that, because these are fantastic. These are my loops and I love them so dearly. I kept the packaging for this long to show you guys like properly. So I brought two sets and these are the Switch 2. So these are the more expensive ones. They're the ones that have the 3 different settings and they have like different filters. So they filter out different levels of sounds. And I brought these ones partially because I was like, these can't work. Surely, I want to see what's actually going on in there, but also because I didn't know what I needed or what I would want. I thought if these do work, they're going to offer me the most options. So I kept the boxes so that you guys can see how they come. I got mine are in black, Mark's are in green, and I actually, like, Mark's are in the package currently because I kind of wanted to show you your different options. So this is how they come. I did my best to kind of put them in. They come in this little box and it opens up like this, and it's got like a QR code for your warranty and things like that going on, and then they open out and it's like displayed. So this is your case, and then you've got 3 different sizes of earbud like tips, so you can mix and match them depending on the size of your ears. Now I still haven't done this purely because I'm lazy. I do believe that mine are a little bit too big, so I might switch them down. This box has, so it comes with the extra small, the small and the large, and then the medium tips are already on the loops themselves. Don't tell Mark I did that. Anyway, in behind all of this is your booklet and things like that. So everything you need to know, your like user guide, all of that to like setting them up and getting going and making sure you're wearing them correctly, it's tucked in behind here. So I'm gonna retrieve these from the floor real quick. And then just like so, you've got your loops. They come in this cute little case. These are Mark's. I love the color of these. I wish I had gotten them for myself, but I didn't want to get us the same color because we quite often get the same color in things, and then it just ends up with us not knowing whose is whose. So quite a few objects in our house, if it's mine, it'll have like a piece of tape on the back of it because that's how we show the difference. But yes, Mark's, mine, they've got a little loop on them so that you can attach the case to like, oh, I don't know, your phone, your keys, your drink bottle, whatever the heck you want to attach them to. I think it's really great. I'm going to pop Mark's away and back in his drawer before I inevitably lose them for him. So I'm going to pop some like screenshots and information from the website up on the screen here so you can see, but the Loop Switch 2 is what I have. They are $94.95 each. That's Australian dollars, by the way, and they do come in the emerald green, the black, a gold and a silver, and then they have a McLaren collection as well, but those are more expensive. I didn't want to go with them. The orange is really, really cool, but I wasn't keen, honestly, on paying that much just in case they didn't work. I believe the McLaren collection is like no, let me double check. It's $99.95, so it's $100. And for some reason for me, I was like, nah, I'm tapping out at like 95. I do believe if you buy more than one, there is like a little bit of a discount there, or there was at least when I brought them, because I paid about $170 for the 2 sets, I believe. Gonna double check that. Yeah, I had a bit of a look on the website and I don't know if that's something that they offer anymore, sorry, but at least when I purchased these, there was a bit of a discount. It was like buy one, that's the price, or buy two and you get like a slight discount, and 3 again, you know, again, that was one of the reasons that I purchased 2 sets and purchased them together, because usually what I would do if I'm buying a new product is I buy it for myself and try it out, and then if I really like it or if it works, I'll buy it for Mark as well. But I distinctly remember there being some sort of price advantage to me buying the 2 at the same time, which is why I did it. So because these are the switches, they do have the 3 different modes. Now they have engage mode. I will put some things up on the screen here so that you can see a little bit of the information on them. And then they have experience mode, I believe is the middle one. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then the last one is quiet mode. Now I love quiet mode. I love being just in silence. It's so good. It's grand. But I do typically use mostly the engage mode. And it is because it is designed to kind of just dull background noise, but allow you to still hear your environment and still talk to people. So like when we went to Capricorn, I wore these while we were inside one of the big pavilions, because obviously that kind of bounces the sound around more and it makes it very, very overwhelming. Now, I had the best time, but the only issue we kind of ran into was because I could hear myself, I was speaking quite quietly. And because Mark was next to me and he was the person I was talking to and I could hear him so clearly, I didn't feel the need to speak very loud. So he couldn't hear me because he didn't have his in. So that is something that I think could potentially be an issue, maybe if you are out with people and you're the only one wearing them, or say you are in a situation where it is a bit louder. Don't get me wrong, they absolutely work. I'm just saying that that was something we came across, was because everything was so quiet and so peaceful for me, I didn't remember that, hey, this environment is actually very loud and I need to speak up. So that's a little bit of a learning curve for me when it comes to wearing these, and I think we could have possibly avoided that if Mark was wearing them as well, because like I said, I couldn't hear that like din, the background just like noise, but I could hear Mark perfectly, and that was amazing to me. I put them in expecting to just be like, oh, I'll try them out, but if I can't hear Mark, I'll just take them back out. I could hear him perfectly. I also tend to wear them in engage mode in the grocery store because, again, I don't like the background noise, I don't like the hustle and bustle of people, I don't like the music that they play sometimes. It can all just be very overstimulating, very overwhelming, especially if I'm busy or I've got a lot like on my mind already from other aspects of life. But I don't want to seem like that really rude person, like say if I accidentally walk into someone or if someone's trying to get past me, I don't want to be in that situation where I can't hear them and I end up being the rude party. So I think that I was going to call it the little setting, but you know, the lower setting, that engage setting is perfect for that. You don't get that overwhelming just stimulation that life gives you, but you do get, oh, this person's talking to me, oh, someone's calling out for me. You know, I can still overhear conversations and things like that, and it's great. I love it. Those are my 2 prime ways to use them, is just those like crowded environments where you really just don't need extra noise because you're probably already stressed. At least I am. Also, actually, before I forget, I did go through a phase of wearing them in my car. Now, I have a car that's quite low to the road, quite a lot of like road noise and things like that, and sometimes I do really struggle to hear my radio. I listen to podcasts and things like that, so sometimes I do struggle to listen to like what the people are exactly saying because I get a lot of road noise interference, and I don't like just turning the volume up and up and up and up and up, because then you're just hurting your ears. I'm very, very cautious with my ears and what I listen to, how loud I listen to things, because my mum, if you guys don't know, is deaf, and I think growing up with my mum and watching what she's been through as she has gradually lost her hearing is something that has made it so important to me for me to protect my ears as much as I can. So very, very cautious about the level that I listen to things at, and I found that wearing my loops in the car eliminated that road noise. And so I didn't have to have my volume for my podcast up through the frickin' roof because I could hear. There wasn't that million things, you know, but again, you can hear enough to keep yourself safe, enough to be aware, all of that kind of thing. And I think that's probably what I appreciate the most about my loops. Now there are accessories that you can get, as every good product has. They have what they call the Loop Link, which is basically like a string, like if you had headphones on a string kind of thing, like your old school ones. So they have those, they call it the Loop Link. I think it comes in black and pink. I'll put up a photo. They have extra carry cases if you wanted more than one, or if you had, you know, a couple pairs or things like that. They also have alternative ear tips that you can buy. So I could go and buy like the green ear tips, or I can buy their multicolor pack. Sorry, again, put the photo. So I could put the green ones on and have like a bit of a black and green moment or things like that. So there is a little bit of like customizability to these. Not a huge amount, because they're a fairly basic product. You're not going to get, you know, like the world, but there is some sort of changeability to the product, and that kind of just ability to make it yours in a little bit of a way. So I can have 2 different colored earbuds. If I bought 2 colored loops, I can have, again, a little bit more variety there. So I think there's a bit of incentive there to kind of pull you back to buy multiple items from the same company, so that they're not just a one and done product, which again is just a marketing strategy. It is what it is. It's how businesses keep themselves in business, I guess. But it is nice to have just the option. So like I said, I really wanted the green set, but because Mark has it, it's a bit like, I don't want to get them mixed up. I could still go and buy the green tips so that I have a little bit of that in my life, you know, and I like that. I like having the option. I do want to get, I believe they're called the Dream earplugs. So I have slept in my earplugs one time, and it worked. Don't get me wrong, I had the best sleep of my freaking life, but I woke up probably at about 3 or 4 a.m. My ears were quite sore, and I think that was from lying on them as I slept, because these ones obviously are not designed for sleep. So I think the Dream ones are made of a bit of a different material. They're a little bit softer, a little bit more comfortable to wear when you are specifically lying on them for sleeping and things like that. If you are a person who has to wake up to alarms, maybe just go cautiously. I know that I am quite a heavy sleeper on a good day, but I do struggle to sleep. That's why I tried wearing them at night, and I think if Mark had not physically woken me up, I would have slept for hours and hours and hours, because they do just block out everything. It was the most peaceful night's sleep I have ever had. And I will only ever do it on days that I don't have to get up for work, because I'm not risking not hearing my alarm. I'm going to pop these in now just so I can kind of show you how they work. Like I said, I probably need to adjust my tips to the small, but I do find that the medium is working fine for me. The only reason that I say that I might need to change them to the small is because they are supposed to sit quite flush in your ear, and mine do stick out a little bit. So I think while the mediums work for me, the small would also work. And I've just been too lazy to change them, because at the moment they're working absolutely fine and I have no reason to. So gonna grab one out. Nice and little. They are a little bit of a cool shape, weird thing. What am mine set on at the moment? Yeah, they're set on the Engage, I believe. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this, but I'm gonna do my best. See these little dots? You've got the open dot, the half closed dot, and the closed dot. Now those are your 3 settings. All you have to do is rotate the outside. It's very simple. I always put mine in on Engage, and then I count just 1, 2, to, depending on how much sound I want to block out. And now it's very important how you put these in. That's why I think they include a full manual to show you these things, okay? Because you can't just and go. That's not how loops work, right? So what you actually do, I'm going to do my best to show you this. This is not sponsored, by the way. I feel like I should have started the video with that. This is not sponsored. I paid for these out of my own pocket. I wear them all the time. I just wanted to do a review on this product because I do really, really like it. And I think if you're someone out there like me who gets a little bit scared of things being like gimmicky or a bit shit or things like that, I want to be able to tell you that loop is not one of them. Loops are fantastic. I tell everybody in my life that I have these and that they should get them. Anyway, I'm going to try and put these in for you. What you do is you can see, oh no you can't. So what you do is you take your loop with the earplug closest to the back because it's on a circle. So with the actual plug bit at the back, you pop it in your ear, and then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the whole thing so that it sits in snugly. Can you see that? I'm going to pop my other one in. Now it is something a bit like weird. I'm probably going to start talking more softly as I put them in because you can hear yourself. If you wear earplugs a lot, which before I got loop I didn't, so it's still something that I'm adjusting to, you'll know that you can hear yourself. So when I put them in, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so loud, I need to shut up, you know? Yeah, just make sure that they're on the same setting. And that's it. They're in. They're comfy. They cozy. I feel like if anything, this one could probably do with like the small tip rather than the medium tip, but they're perfect. And I can wear these for hours on end. Like I can pop them in now. It is, I don't know, it's 11:20 right now. I am actually about to go and do my groceries, so I'm probably just going to leave these in. And I could probably wear them all day. The only issue that I have found with wearing them for really, really long periods of time, and this is a little bit gross, so I apologize, but if you do live somewhere very hot and very humid like I do find that if I've worn them for like 2-3 hours, I do have to kind of take them out, wipe them down, then pop them back in, okay? Because your girl gets sweaty, your skin gets greasy throughout the day. I don't know about you guys, but I do have very combination skin, and that means that my skin gets very, very oily. So that is something that I face. That is probably one of the very, very few downsides to loop that I have, is that once every 2-3 hours I have to take them out for 5 minutes. Like, wow, what a downside. So just a few things from the website just to kind of add to this review other than my opinion. They do advertise that they come with a 2-year warranty, which I think is pretty good. It does state in the little booklet thing to not get them wet. So like when you're cleaning them especially, you can't get the inner filters wet, otherwise they won't work. And I believe that kind of voids the warranty, things like that. So if you do have these and you're trying to clean them, just be very, very careful. I would recommend pulling your tips off to clean them, because then obviously they can get a good clean in. You can put those parts in water because they're just silicone, but then you're not getting the actual body anywhere near any sorts of water or anything like that. They also advertise having 100-day hassle-free returns. Now obviously I don't have any experience with this because ours arrived, I want to say, in about 4 or 5 days, which I thought was fantastic. It was really, really quick delivery, very hassle-free. The package is really small too. They don't mess around with any of this like crazy packaging or extra layers or anything like that, which I 100% appreciate. I hate companies that put like a big box and then bubble wrap and then a little box and then bubble wrap and then, you know, like it's just so stupid. So I appreciate companies who package things efficiently. They know they're going to be protected because they package them well, because their packaging is designed to protect the product. So that's something that I can say these guys do definitely do. And then on the website they also say specifically for these, obviously, they are perfect for focus, conversation, loud music, travel, concerts and festivals, live entertainment, and sporting events. Now, I read that directly from their website, which is up on my phone if you can't tell. So all of this is advertised directly on the page where you go and like look at the earbuds and things like that. They are also obviously reusable. I don't know what else to add to that because I feel like that's a pretty self-explanatory thing. They're not like one and done uses. I ain't gonna pay $90 something for something that I'm just gonna at the end of it, you know. Like, as far as I'm concerned, because of how these are made, a pair of loops could last you years, literal years, if not a good portion of your lifetime, as long as you care for them correctly, as long as you don't go losing them. I think that's probably my biggest thing, because obviously I just have my little case floating around. I haven't attached it to anything. So that's probably my biggest thing with them, is sometimes I do just misplace them, and then I have to search for like what bag I've put them in, because it's like, is it in my purse? Is it in my work bag? Because I do take these to work with me. Is it in my car? That's probably my only thing, is just making sure you don't lose them, because they're very cute and they're very little. They're also very hard to lose. I feel like if you were an Apple person, you could just like an AirTag to the back of that, but I'm not that kind of person. Maybe I need to be. I'm going to take these out because I actually can't tell if I'm yelling at you or not. So really sorry if I have been. I will try and adjust the volume to make sure that it's not just either really quiet because I was whispering, which I definitely wasn't. I was trying to speak louder to make sure you could hear me. But anyway, that's Loop earplugs. I genuinely, out of 5, would give these a 5, a 4.5. I don't know, somewhere around there though. There's genuinely not really anything that I've experienced in half a year of owning and using these that I don't like. Literally nothing. There's nothing about these that I don't like. And I've had them for a while. Like, if you guys watched my last review, it was sort of an unboxing because it was my Loungefly things that I brought myself for my birthday, and I had not used those items yet. I just kind of showed you what they were directly in front of me. I think I had had them for like a week or two at a time, so I hadn't really used any of the items, and now as I use them I do have a few more things to reflect on, and I've made a couple of shorts talking about it rather than a whole update video. But I think that's why for all of my reviews going forward, I'm going to actually use these products for a minimum of 2 months before I do any form of review on them. I think that gives me enough time to get into a routine of using them. If it's like a, I don't know, like a drink or a, what would you call it, like a vitamin or something like that that needs time to build up in your system, I feel like a minimum of 2 months is a good time to get like a judge on how everything's going. So yeah, in regards to Loop, I've had them since about last August, I think. It's been a long time, and I love them. I think they're great. If you are looking for earplugs, whether it be for daily wear, for special wear to concerts to look after your hearing, to wear when you're commuting, and I really, really want to get the Dream ones to try for when I sleep, I 1000% would recommend this brand. I think they're fantastic. Could you get similar things from like a one-time use earplug? I suppose so, but you know those like squishy foam ones that you kind of like shove in there? I hate those. I actually have a really, really hard time keeping earbuds in my ears for really long periods of time, and actually some of them, especially the ear pod things that I have now, I don't have actual AirPods, they're just like a Razer, I think the brand is, like an earbud. I have problems with keeping those in my ears because my ears are small. But I think that's why Loop is great in offering so many different size options with yours. You don't have to specifically buy one size and then hope it fits. You get all 4 sizes in your kit. And especially with what I've experienced with your one-time use, your phone, earplugs, things like that, they don't stay in, they don't stay sealed, at least for me. They're also really terrible for the environment if you're buying 50 pairs of foam earplugs and throwing them out every day. Like, cut that out. We don't need to be doing that. I personally would much rather just buy one that I can keep, and I know I'm going to have these for at least a couple of years, and if anything happens, I'll just buy the replacement set of silicone ear tips. I don't know. That's my opinion. If you guys have loops, if you've brought any, especially the Dream ones. Let me know what you think of them, because I really want to buy those ones. Just haven't done it yet because, you know, money and adult things. But yeah, if you have them, let me know what you think of them. What about your experience, especially if you do have anything negative to talk about, because I just want to see other people's sides of things, you know. If you have different brand of earplugs, maybe like a Loop knockoff, a dupe that maybe you could try out or give an opinion on, let me know down in my comments. I'm all about learning, as you guys know. And if you like this video and you want more reviews, give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe, because they're going to be coming to the channel slowly but surely. I'm just going to pepper them in there as kind of time goes past. So keep your eyes peeled for them. Otherwise, I will see you next Sunday at 7 AM Brisbane time, because that is when I upload. Bye.